Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank my colleague, the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary. This is indeed good legislation passed, as he noted, through the efforts of former Member of Parliament John Godfrey. But as we're talking about sustainable development, I'm on the verge of leaving Ottawa tomorrow to attend COP24. And if I can deviate slightly from the Sustainable Development Act to the issue of sustainable development itself, there is no development on a dead planet. We have a very short, small window to get through to ensure that 1.5 degrees Celsius global average temperature is the highest that this planet has to sustain. And I was disappointed today, I have to say, more than disappointed, to see that the Minister of Environment has announced, Minister of Environment and Climate Change, that Canada will not fortify our efforts, attempt to reach the IPCC advice, or even respond to it effectively before 2020. We don't have a minute to waste, Mr. Speaker, much less 2 years. We simply don't have time for procrastination. I wonder if the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary can comment on how this government possibly believes we can be responsible global citizens and wait 2 years before we get rid of the Harper target and adopt the one the world needs.
Parliament Secretary, the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change.
Mr. Speaker, again, I'd like to thank the honourable member from Saanich Gulf Islands for the questions, her passion for defending the environment, and for the many educational conversations that we have when the cameras are not on in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, moving towards a sustainable planet includes, of course, a plan to fight climate change. We made a number of commitments during the last electoral campaign that we are implementing, and to the extent that we need to do more, I will continue to advocate across Canada and within our caucus that we need to continue to push the envelope to be a world leader. The plan that we're implementing is going to have a meaningful impact on our emissions as a country, Mr. Speaker. I note in particular the policy that's gotten a lot of attention across Canada with putting a price on pollution, but this is one of over 50 measures that we're implementing. We're phasing out coal by 2030, more than 30 years ahead of what was previously scheduled to be the case. We're making historic investments in public transit that's going to encourage more people to take mass transit so they're not taking their cars to and from work every day. Mr. Speaker, we're investing in clean technology so we can capitalize on the economic opportunity where we also see emissions come down. I've got a great example from my own community with the Trinity Group of companies who's investing in technologies that make homes more energy efficient, that brings the power bills down for their residents, and also reduces emissions across our communities. Mr. Speaker, it's measures like these combined with many other that we're launching forward that's going to help emissions come down so that we can reach our targets and play our part in the international community to ensure that we're not jeopardizing the health of our world for our kids and grandkids.